Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Get It Green. Thank you. You've just watched all finalists in the Get It Green competition. A very warm welcome to all of you, our distinguished guests, and of course, all our student bodies here. We're running a little bit late, so I just want to give you little details of the competition, but I think most of you know all about it. Co-organized by the Environmental Campaign Committee and Civic Exchange, and this competition has also been funded by the Environment Conservation Fund from the Hong Kong SAR, and marks the first event with a low-carbon theme to engage young people under 25 to think more about current climate change issues. And not to give away too much at this point, I really would like to invite Mr. Robert Swan, the first man in history to walk both the North and South Poles. And I think some of you have heard about my experience in Antarctica because I followed Robert earlier this year. But it's definitely a new experience to listen from the man himself. I'm very, very happy to call him my dear friend. Please, everybody, please put your hands together for Robert Swan.
Thank you very much, Sophie. Well, good afternoon, good morning, everybody. How are you all? Good? Excellent. Well, my name's Robert, and I'm here to tell you a story so you can all relax. And it's a story about what you can really do with your life. It's also a story about dreams, and it's a story about survival, not just survival for people, but survival for our whole world. Now, when I was 11, I began my dreams. Now, no laughing. This is what an Englishman looked like many, many years ago. Check out that haircut. What? Check out that handkerchief in the pocket. And when I was 11, I saw a film about Antarctica when I was 11 years old. And that film pulled me in, and my dream was one day I would become the first person in history to have walked to the North Pole and the South Pole, 1,600 kilometers to the South Pole, 1,400 kilometers to the North Pole, and that was the dream. And this is how I thought one day I might look. So there was the dream, and I made it come true. Now, first, I had to raise lots of money from sponsors. And it took 7 years working as a taxi driver in London, my hometown in England. 7 years going to ask people to very kindly sponsor what I was going to do. And eventually, this became a team mission. Not just Robert, but a whole team of people. And we get a ship called Southern Quest, and we sail past Africa, past Australia. Anybody's asleep? We know Hong Kong, where you are. And then we go south, and the seas become rough. And then ice starts to coat the ship. And I'm thinking, maybe we should have just stopped in Hong Kong and sat in the sun for a while. It's going to be tough. And then we land on the shores of Antarctica. Antarctica is twice the size of Australia. Huge continent. And it's the only place, my friends, that we all own. Everybody in this room has a piece of Antarctica about the size of a football pitch. It's yours. Look after it. No country or person owns Antarctica. And we will start here and make this journey 1,600 kilometers to the South Pole itself. But no people really live in Antarctica. Who does? Well, you've got fierce, tough seals called leopard seals. You don't want to get one of these teeth inside you. They'll take you down. What else have you got? You've got whales, and of course, you've got the penguins. And it's really their place, my friends, their place not my place or your place. It's the place of the penguins, the seals, and the wildlife. Now, 5 of us, now wave goodbye to our ship. We have to get fit and strong. Has anybody here ever bicycled across the sea? I have. Because it's so cold in Antarctica, you can bicycle across the sea to get fit and strong. Why? Because 3 of us are going to walk all the way to the South Pole. There's no shops, no McDonald's, no service station on the way, nothing. And on our backs, we must pull 180 kilograms on a sled. We have to take fuel to basically melt the snow on which to live. Okay? And, excuse me, mate, the photographs, honestly, I'll give you the photographs on a memory stick because that light's driving my eyes a bit mad. We'll take some photos at the end. I'm awfully sorry to be rude. I need to be able to see. Thank you. So, off we go on each sledge. 180 kilograms. Think of that. We're going to pull it every day, 9 hours a day, 7 days a week. And the ice beneath our feet is 4,000 meters thick. Think of that. 4,000 meters. And sometimes you have to walk across these dangerous holes in the ice called crevasses. Sometimes we wear spikes on our feet to grip the ice as we walk 9 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 70 days in a row. Think of that. It's a long way to go. And now we're standing in a huge area of Antarctica, just ice all round us, 4,000 meters of ice beneath our feet. And there's so much ice in Antarctica that the 70% of all the world's fresh water, it's there, locked up in the ice cap of the South Pole. And as we get nearer the pole, our ship, Southern Quest, should be coming to collect us. They'll have an aeroplane on board, and eventually we arrive at the bottom of the world, the South Pole. At the South Pole is a scientific station run by the United States government, and they do great scientific work, all to do with weather patterns. Very important scientific work. And it was a bit of a shock. Imagine it. This guy came out of this building and he walked across and he stopped and he saw us standing there. And I saw him shaking his head and he went back into the building. And about 10 minutes he came out again. He thought he'd been seeing things. When you're at the South Pole, you do not expect 3 people to suddenly arrive walking. I think he's never been the same again, ever. And Roger, Gareth, and I, we stood there at the South Pole and we were really proud of what we'd done. We'd had no radios, no GPS to tell us where we were. We'd made the longest unassisted march ever made anywhere on Earth in history. But then disaster strikes. Some of you might have seen the film Titanic. Well, poor old Southern Quest, our ship, a huge iceberg came in, smashed down the side, and the ship sank. Thank goodness everybody got off that ship. And standing at the South Pole, we had to make a decision to finish the